We tried to adopt the normal ways, but because of my age, they said that they didn't think that we would have much luck. And I was, I think, 38 at the time, and they felt like that was probably pushing it. So we just figured the Lord knew what was going on. If the Lord chooses to bless us with children, that'd be great, but if not, that's awesome too. So I have a daughter that's 36, Krista, from my first marriage. She called and said that her mother-in-law had bumped into a gal that she used to go to church with. Come to find out that she was going to have a biracial baby girl in just a few weeks, and they hadn't picked any birth parents yet. I thought, if I don't step up and make this phone call, no matter how nervous I am, we may lose it. They came over to the house, the birth mother and her mother, and they wanted to know our testimony. They had read hundreds of adoptive letters and things like that. And we just gave them our testimony, and they said, okay. And I said, well, I didn't want to pressure anybody, but, we were excited. So, when do you think that you'll have a decision? And they said, well, we'll get back, within the next few days, we'll let you know. They went out the door, and Matt and I went into the kitchen, and she comes back to the door, knocking on the door. Went to the door, and she said that we've already decided we want you to have the baby. So, I just gave her a hug, and tears and everything was going. We wanted to adopt when I was just 38. Now I was like 41 or 42, but we'd had time to pay off bills and stuff like that during that time so that we could afford for me to stay home. So the Lord knew what was going on, and
the tumor, the first brain tumor was 2003. Was turned 40, getting really bad headaches to the kind that put you on the ground, and found out, my head had a bunch of pressure in it. She said, go to the doctor. That blossomed into the regular doctor calling one night and saying, well, you've either had a stroke or you've got a brain tumor. And at that point, Amelia was 3. So, we just devastated. I thought, hey, I go to church, I'm strong and all that work, and, brain tumor, it can't be me. So after you come to realization after, a good week of that, then it was like, the Lord's in control. What are you worried about anyway? It's kind of an arrogant statement to say that you're the one that's in control of your family anyway, because you're really not. The guy that owns the company I work at, he came behind us and, really supported us, got us in with, the best doctors and all that kind of stuff. But from there, after it was over, I was supposed to be there 7 days. I was there only 48 hours and then left. And then the second brain tumor was 2007. So he called the right people, got us in. Again, supposed to be there 7 days after surgery. I left in 41 hours. It's hard to be on the receiving end of all the prayers, because I never had been before. I'd never been sick before like that. And to find out that there's literally thousands of people praying for you, man, that's a pretty humbling thing that, you don't really know how to take it. Because instead of being the one providing and protecting, you're the one that's kind of sitting back and not being able to do anything for 6 weeks of recovery. You wouldn't know it to today that I've had 2 brain tumors, and it's just by the grace of God. What you learn from it is the fact that you're not in control. I wake up most days and the back of my head hurts and I get headaches and, can't look up very long without getting dizzy. But it's like Paul said, the thorn in the flesh, that's mine. And I think God honestly gave me to just let you know, for somebody who likes to be in control all the time, that, hey, you're really not the one in control. The only reason you're getting out of bed every morning and it's got the strength is because I'm giving it to you.
I don't know if most women are like this, but one wasn't enough. I wanted to have another one. So we decided to run an ad in the Sunday paper. If you're considering placing your 0 to 2-year-old child up for adoption, call Matt and Donna, and I just put our home phone number. It ran one Sunday, and Matt said, take that thing out. Nobody's going to answer that stupid ad, that's about the goofiest ad I never heard, He said, take it out, so I called and took it out. 4 weeks later, Lily's birth lady called, and the rest was history there. The Lord, you could see the Lord moving there. How many people just run an ad in the paper one Sunday with a goofy ad, and 4 weeks later, She could have called anybody. So, we see every day the Lord moving.
We are the Tabblers, and Jesus is our Lord.